It's recording. Yes. Welcome everyone to our masterclass, the three-step framework to improve how your team approaches children's behaviors in just 1 week. I am so happy you're here. I am Megan Duncan. I am the founder of Connected Kids Thrive, positive behavior guide for nature schools. Let's dive in. Why doesn't it do that right away? All right, I'm gonna start over. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome everyone to our masterclass, the three-step framework to improve how your team approaches children's behaviors in just 1 week. I am so happy you are here. I am Megan Duncan, founder of Connected Kids Thrive, positive behavior guide for nature schools. Let's get started. How this class will work, I'd love to give a quick rundown. I'm going to give you a lot of tools that you can take back to your team and implement right away. As I go along, really engage. Think about if you agree, if you don't agree, and if it's possible, make comments, really engage. As we know, it makes the content more meaningful and memorable the more we engage. I'm going to be going through our framework that I teach schools, nature schools all around the world. There'll be a Q&A at the end, and I'm going to talk about opportunities, how to elevate and implement some of these amazing tools that we're going to learn today. Before we get started, officially, I would love to know, what kind of setting do you and your team serve children in? Is it a full day program? Is it a childcare where you're serving the little ones? Is it an enrichment program like Tinkergarten or something else? Do you do camps? Do you do caregiver and parent classes, infant toddler classes? I would love to know, what kind of setting do you and your team serve children? I'd also love to know if you agree with this. You've taken the walls away, but some children are still struggling with challenging behaviors. You're seeing it, you thought just taking the walls away would be the thing that was needed, and it is, but there's still things going on. And you see your team struggling as well. This class is for you if you have a mission similar to this, to spark curiosity in children and a sense of joy and wonder and connection with each other and the natural world. Does that resonate with you? You want your team of guides, all of them, to understand behavior, the needs behind the behavior, and for them to be able to approach that behavior effectively and respectfully so the children feel heard so they can listen. This class is for you if you are having children presenting challenging behaviors, and maybe you're thinking that you need to get outside one-on-one help, and you really wish that your staff could be equipped so that outside one-on-one help was not necessary. Some schools pull in a parent to do that outside one-on-one help for that child, and although that can be beautiful and beneficial, oftentimes it doesn't work because parents often don't understand behavior, the function of behavior, and they accidentally reinforce the very behaviors that started this whole thing in the first place. So, and you also know that hiring outside one-on-one support can be very, very expensive, $50 to $150 an hour. So really, you are hoping that let's equip your team and so that they can support the children, all of them, to the degree that each one of them need. This class is for you if maybe you've thought about termination, letting a child go, their family go, because what else can you do? Or maybe you've thought of letting a guide go, one of your staff members, because there's a mismatch in skills and expectations. You are worried about staff stress, frustration, burnout, and turnover. In fact, children's challenging behaviors is a #1 cause of staff stress, frustration, burnout, and turnover. And as you likely already know, or maybe you don't know, is that replacing that staff member, just the financial cost is around $5,000 to retrain them, to have them shadow all those things. $5,000. And that's not even the emotional toll, the emotional cost to the other team members and to the children. That's why you're here. Let's avoid all of that. This class is for you if maybe you're worried about your own stress, your own overwhelm, your own burnout. That may be looming. Those thoughts of, I'm just not sure if I can do this anymore. This class is for you if you are tired of the frustration, the ongoing challenging behaviors, and you are ready for a step-by-step system to get you and your team, some of the parents, all on the same page in understanding behavior so we can approach it appropriately. You want time back for those founder-only activities, but you find yourself retraining, recorrecting maybe the staff members that you just wish you had time back and wish that they could get trained also. My promise to you today is I'm going to show you our 3-step framework that your team needs to encourage positive behaviors at your school. So who am I? I am Megan Duncan. I am a mom to foster kids and bio kids. I've got lots of trauma-informed training. I've served in early childhood intervention. I have done speech therapy, certified in positive discipline. I'm nature. So who am I? I am Megan Duncan. I am a mom. I'm a foster mom and a bio mom. I have lots of info. So who am I? I am Megan Duncan. I am a mom, a foster mom and a bio mom. I have lots of trauma-informed training. I served in early childhood intervention doing speech therapy. I am certified in positive discipline. I am nature-based preschool certified. I've designed my own little nature-based preschool that I operated on my property, and we were totally out on the property building dams, and we also did a lot of cooking. So that was one of the most powerful and highlights of my time serving children. I have been serving children and families for over 16 years as a positive behavior coach. And now I am serving you, nature school founders and teams, because there is a lot of heartache right now. There's a gap in trainings around behavior for guides in nature schools. And how do I know that? Is because I was asked to create something, so I did the research. So a fellow founder of ours saw what I was doing with the parents I was coaching, the programs I was developing for them. And she reached out to me and said, hey, I see what you're doing with all your parents. I see all your behavior stuff. Can you create something for me and my team? We're struggling. There could be more joy all around, less frustration. Will you create something for me? So I was like, oh, sure. Okay, cool. Let me do a little bit of research and I'll get back to you. And I did the research, and 2 main things became really apparent. That challenging behaviors across the board are on the rise. You may or may not know this, that 200 kiddos a day are suspended or expelled from preschool in the US. And nature schools are not immune from that. Unfortunately, it happens in nature schools too, which, as you and I know, that's very, very unfortunate because nature schools, forest schools are uniquely set up to really serve these children when the team is equipped well. And the other thing I discovered was that there is not a lot of training around challenging behaviors for nature schools specifically. So I created the Positive Behavior Guide program for nature schools. My clients range from solo founders to teams of 10 plus teachers. We've seen success all over. I'd love to share what Camilla has shared with me. Before, I would react immediately under any circumstance. Now I approach things with a different perspective. I'm able to stop, observe, think, and then act. I have the tools to interact with the children and positively lead them to comply. I totally feel more equipped. Camilla is just one of our teachers in one of the schools that we serve. And the tool she actually used right there is our OWLS tool. And I'll go into that a little bit more, but the teachers that we serve are so hungry for tools, and we totally address their mistaken behaviors, their mistaken beliefs, reshape their behaviors so they can reshape children's behaviors, everyone is more joyful and thriving. I have some fun bonuses for you. I am extremely passionate about behavior, connection, communication, and I'm just so honored and thrilled that you're here today. So I would love to give you three bonuses actually. Bonus number one is our Arrival Ritual Revamp Kit, really giving children big doses of belonging and significance right off the get-go. The other bonus that I want to give you is our guiding documentation sheet, really helping the guides quickly be able to analyze their own behavior so that they can shift what they want to. All positive behavior starts with the adult first. And I have a stay till the end bonus. I am happy to give you a free 30-minute coaching call with me. We can go through any of these other two bonuses, or we can talk about behaviors that are happening at your school, whatever you want. So 3 bonuses. I hope you enjoy those. Before we dive into our framework, I would love to talk to you about, what does equipped mean? Equipped means that a guide knows how to quickly do a self-check before they jump in to fix or correct or rescue. They know how to meaningfully connect with that child. They know how to effectively communicate with that child, which helps set the stage for mutual respect, trust, and cooperation. It happens all too often that guides are accidentally reinforcing the exact challenging behaviors they wish to help the child extinguish. We do this all the time. They're doing the best they can with the tools they have up to this point. Let's revamp their toolbox and really revamp the relationship with that child so that everyone can thrive. The underlying cause of these ineffective, misaligned reactions and behaviors on the teacher's part are their mistaken beliefs around our 3 C's. Let's dive into that. So our 3 C's are connection, communication, cooperation. Everything boils down to those. Our formula is meaningful connection and effective communication support mutually respectful cooperation. Tell me amen if you agree with that. Now, those 3 C's may sound so easy, duh, right? But they really are commonly misunderstood. Many guides focus on cooperation and think that children are not being cooperative, when in fact the problem lies in a lack of quality connection and respectful communication. In fact, when I ask, teams, what do you value most? What is your goal? Connection, communication, or cooperation? They always say connection, which is amazing. That's absolutely the right answer. However, when we dig deep into things, it really comes, the priority comes cooperation. I just want the kid to listen. You got to go back to connection every time and help the staff feel good about that and that it's working. We're going to do that. All right, let's dig into connection. Mistaken belief. There's a lot of mistaken beliefs about connection that guides have. We're going to dig into one. And so what I have here is, maybe this guide believes connection is about whether the child likes me. If a child likes me, he will listen to me and we'll have a good connection. And so they stay in that place. Their mistaken behavior, they might use bribing, rewarding. They might be hesitant to be firm because they don't want to damage that relationship. They don't want the children not to like them, right? So we want to give them a new belief, reshape that behavior. We have to let them know, make sure they understand connection is not a popularity contest. It really actually is about trust, trusting yourself so the children can trust themselves, so the children can trust them. We have this motto: when children feel good, they do good. When they do good, they feel good. So really digging into that and helping that guide understand one of the most impactful but missed opportunities is implementing a high quality arrival ritual, building meaningful connections, belonging, significance with the children at the start of the day. I invite you to look at all of your routines and find opportunities to build in connection, say belonging, significance. We're going to dig into the most important one, that arrival ritual. you're going to get this kit, okay? But I'm just going to quickly go through it right now. I have designed it into 2 main parts, and really all nature schools are designed so differently. So take what you want from this, apply it how you want. I do encourage you to try to implement as I've designed it because it is quite intentional. Um, the common arrival start of the day, right, kind of looks like this. Parents are dropping children off, kids are hanging up their stuff, and either kids run off into the forest and they kind of do their own thing, or they kind of hang around and don't really know what to do. There's that disorientation. Well, not that running off into the forest is a problem, but we're missing some opportunities for connection, belonging, and significance. And so let's dive into that. The biggest way to give power is through choices. We know this, we forget this. So I've developed this arrival ritual where we're loading up choices. If kids don't have enough choices, enough power throughout the day in positive ways, they will get it in negative ways. Okay, so I have my little arrival basket. I'm just going to quickly go through how this might look. Here is the feelings list and wheel. We'll talk about that in just a second. So let's pretend that little this little guy, little Mr. Lake, comes, he puts his stuff away, he comes to the guide, and the guide says, "Hey, buddy, I'm so glad you're here today. What would you like to do? Nurture your feelings or nurture your body?" And he says, "I want to nurture my feelings." There's a choice. And so he goes to the arrival basket, he picks out his little pin, his little clothespin, and with his picture and his name, building in some letter C there. And he picks out the color that he's feeling. We've got lots of colors here. And now he has an opportunity to connect with the guide. And so he comes over, he lets the guide know, "I'm feeling red today." And the guide can dig deep in with him, connect in this really powerful way. "But why are you feeling red?" My fish died. My fish died this morning." "Oh, well, let's talk about this. What happened?" "Well, I didn't feed him for a week." "Oh, wow. What are you feeling?" "I'm feeling mad." What other feelings are you feeling?" Just one second. Ugh, I dropped my list. So, taking him to the list and letting him decide what other feelings. And so maybe disgusted is something that he's feeling also. "And why are you feeling disgusted?" "Well, I didn't feed him for a week." Okay, wow, right? So beautiful, such beautiful connection. And then the teacher can say, "Thank you for sharing. Let me know if you need help today." So then he takes his pin from the arrival basket and puts it in the team basket, representing a concrete way to represent coming from arriving into the whole, belonging and significance. So now he's in the team basket, and then the guide can say, "Okay, you feel like you're ready to nourish your body?" And then that looks like, "Do you want a cracker or a strawberry?" This isn't about breakfast. This isn't about snack. This is about saying yes. This is about nourishing that child, serving that child right off the get-go. Some of the teams I work with really go deep. They offer tea. "Would you like cardamom, a sprinkle of cardamom or cinnamon?" And they just load up these powerful choices in this beautiful connected way, really setting kids off on their best foot at the beginning of the day. And now we also know we have a tadpole kit here. So this guide can let all the other teachers know he's a little more fragile today. We need to watch our demand stacking. We need to make sure we're setting him up for success. Okay. Quickly, that was a really quick rundown. You'll get the link for that. And good luck. Really, getting those kiddos belonging and significance right off the get-go is more important than we know. Okay, in the kit, you will be invited to think about, again, where can you load up belonging and significance, and which is connection. So, some schools have contribution lists, some schools have daily routines. You may not. I consider you to think about it. And the thing I'll mention really quickly about contributions is once we mandate it, the magic goes away. It can still be belonging and significance, but really empower the children through choices so that they are leaning in and feeling empowered to do these things voluntarily. Okay. The other thing I want to mention about daily routines is If you have times, okay, as children come into nature schools, we have a lot of children who have learning differences. A visual schedule can be very, very powerful. And if you choose to have times, great. If not, fine. I think what I want to mention here is the clock. We know that to make learning meaningful, kids need to be invested whole body, right? That's our mission. And so if you have, I recommend having 2 clocks, one that represents the actual time that's going by, and one that the children can manipulate and really be curious about and not mess up, right? The adult can engage with them with numbers and making numbers and math meaningful. Okay, that's really the only thing I'm going to mention here now about those. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help you there. Something I'm super excited about, this arrival ritual is being translated. It really is being used all over the world, but it's being translated into French. This Natalie is a teacher that I'm working with, and she has translated it into French so that her 7 schools can be using it, helping those kiddos and the teachers connect quickly. Belonging and significance. I cannot say it enough right off the get-go. All right, we talked about connection a little bit. Now let's go into communication, effective communication. So a mistaken belief, again, there's so many, and we go over those deeply, deeply in the program. But for now, for here, let's just cover one. The mistaken belief that a guide might have is children should just listen. If a child is not following instructions, it must be because I didn't say it enough or they don't respect me, right? That's a mistaken belief. The mistaken behavior that may come from that is a guide's tone can become unkind. They can start using threatening language, bribes, rewards, become more authoritarian or even permissive, disempowering, reactional, emotional, demand stacking, saying no, don't too much, really forgetting, what the goal is, right? So we want to reshape their mistaken belief into a new belief so they have a new behavior. Really helping them realize that effective communication is how the message is delivered and how it is received. It's this dance, it's this exchange of ideas. It is both verbal and nonverbal, really helping that guide understand their body language. And this one, most of the time, less talking is actually better. You may or may not know that kids are told what to do 500 to 1,000 times a day. They're demanded, reprimanded, commanded, and then reprimanded again, 500 to 1,000, directed, right? Even please do this, please do that. Even though it may be kind, it still falls into that 500 to 1,000 times a day. So really helping guides reshape their goals, and so to help empower kids, because that is super, super disempowering. New behavior, providing guidance, intentionally modeling, and effectively inviting children into the problem-solving process. So they're coming up with solutions on their own and they can own that. Okay, that's that new behavior that we want to help our guides understand. Effective communication strategies. We have loads of them that we teach. I'm going to go over a few of our favorites. Number 1 is OWLS. What does that stand for? And you can see it behind me, actually. Observe, wait, listen, and speak, helping our guides not jump into judge and fix and rescue. Most of the time, things are not an emergency. We know this. We feel like they're an emergency. That's a mistaken belief, but they're not. So really helping that guide feel empowered to pause, that powerful pause. They can observe and wait and wonder what's going on, listen to understand, and then within about 5 to 7 seconds, they know the function of the behavior, they know what's going on, they know the context, they can speak to empower, they can use the correct tool to help that child meet their need behind the behavior, right? This is something that we give away also in the Facebook group. If you need that, let me know. Happy to give that to you. We go deeper into that. Next communication strategy that I want to give you, I'm so excited about, is our feathering approach. We take this in a literal and a figurative way, and the goal here is inviting children into the problem-solving process and meeting them where they are. Meeting them where they are. This little guy, he was really curious about this crawdad that I'm holding, and he wanted to touch it, but he felt nervous. He kept pulling his hand back, and that's fine. We would never push a child to do something they're uncomfortable with too much, right? But we can use a feather as that extension of intention. So he can pet, and that's very intentional. We don't want to use a stick to pet an animal. We want to use a feather, something that represents gentleness, softness, kindness. So he was able to use that feather to pet that animal, and within a very short time, he was comfortable petting it with his hands. And just that, meeting kids where they are, giving them that one level up to help them be successful. Okay, our feathering approach. This is more the figurative. This approach, and your teachers will become very confident at knowing which one to jump to, depending on what the child is presenting. So this is used when a child may not be successful the first time. So we're going to use the example of them forgetting to put their lunchbox away, okay? And so I'm going to also present this in two ways, an A way and a B way. And I want you to feel in your heart and in your bones which way would feel better for the guide and also for the child, okay? We're always thinking about stepping into that child's shoes and seeing the world through that lens, through their perspective. It will change us. It'll really help us reshape our own behavior, because then we'll have a new belief. Okay. Now we're going to use that example of the lunchbox being forgotten to be put away. Okay. Now we know our children, and depending on where they are in their functioning, we will know which of the 6 to jump to help them be most successful. Okay. All right. I'm gonna dive in. Child has forgotten to put their lunchbox away. Now, A, that guide notices they're exuding trust that this child is going to notice and do it themselves. We're going to avoid telling them what to do, because that takes their power. They're going to have to figure out how to get it back. They're exuding trust on that child's going to notice. And so maybe they'll just shuffle a little bit, nonchalantly, and maybe that kid will notice. Or that's A. B, the guide might say, "Hey, buddy, put your lunchbox away, please." Which one feels better? They're both kind. Which one feels better? All right, number 2. A, maybe the silent cue. So that is, the guide catches their eyes and just points. Now that child still has all the power. They're likely going to do the right thing. No power has been taken from them. Or B, "Hey, buddy, I've already asked you to put your lunchbox away. Can you put that away, please?" Which one feels better? C, or number 3, a one word. So, that child is playing, whatever, and we can say, "Lunchbox," right? We're exuding trust. We've given that one word. We have taken not a lot of power away. That child still has a lot of power to do the right thing. Or, "Hey, put your lunchbox away, please." Right? Which one feels better? All right. Number 4, a simple phrase. That might sound like this. "Hey, buddy, I noticed your lunchbox. What's your plan?" Right? Or, "Hey, buddy, put your lunchbox away, please." Which one's more powerful for that child and for that guide? All right, 5, choices. In the program, we go deep into different kinds of choices that either reinforce the right thing or reinforce the wrong thing. So a choice might be like, "Hey, buddy, I noticed your lunchbox is out. Do you want to take care of that yourself, or do you need my help?" And, what comes to mind for this little one is that the little tadpole guy, right, whose fish died. We want to make sure we're offering support to help him through his day. And then B, we might demand stack, "Hey, buddy, you leave your lunchbox out all the time. I kind of am tired of asking you. Can you put it away, please?" If he's already fragile, then that could send him over the edge. So we really want to give choices, give power, help set them up for success. And then number 6, boundaries with the choice. So this is taking more control, really narrowing in that support, those parameters. And that might sound like this. "Hey, buddy, I notice your lunchbox is out. I'm taking the kids on a walk in about 2 minutes. Do you want to put it away and join us, or are you staying here? Okay. Boundary, more power is taken, and he's supported more. Though this feathering approach is so, so powerful. I hope you can see how powerful it is, and your staff, your team will get really good at going to the right one where the child is presenting, giving them the support they need, not taking any more power than they have to, and really helping that child dig into the problem solving process and solve that problem and own that success. That's the goal. Okay. I hope you loved that. It's one of our favorites. Cooperation. Respectful, mutual cooperation. So again, there's so many mistaken beliefs about cooperation. We're just going to cover one. Cooperation is about following instructions. If children are not cooperative, there needs to be consequences. Some guides believe this, and that might, they may take challenging, disoriented behavior personally. They may make they may make the child's behavior about them. And that mistaken behavior that results from that mistaken belief is they may take things away, they may become threatening, they may become excluding or retaliatory, and they may not even realize they are doing these things. That all stems from mistaken beliefs that they don't even recognize. Let's give them a new belief that mutual respectful cooperation is the goal, and that is finding the need of the child, the function of their behavior, and going from there. It ties back to meaningful connection and effective communication. When children feel good, they do good. When they do good, they feel good. Taking a step back whenever possible while maintaining boundaries. We can be kind and firm, inviting the children to problem solve through curiosity, questions, and invitations. Right? That's that new belief and that new behavior. Mutual respectful cooperation. We've got lots of cooperation tools to help avoid that full out meltdown tantrum. But when that happens, we've got a whole toolkit if that happens to help them come into co-regulation together and then move beyond that. All right. I am going to dig into one of our favorite tools about cooperation. We have our ABC guide that helps really dive into what a child is doing to find that function. But before we can go into what kids are doing, we need to look at ourselves. Again, all positive behavior starts with the guide first. So you'll have the link to this. It's a little one sheet. I recommend printing it out, and I envision it being used as a daily journal documentation process. Use it how you wish. I'm just going to quickly go over this. I'm going to get out my little mouse here. Your school mission, what are the guides doing every day? Why are they doing this work? I've got some of our mottos here to remember our goals. On this side, I have a lot of at a glance tools that we use in the program that are super, super helpful just to help guides have that at a glance. I also explain what each of those are over here. So you can click that link, or maybe it's this link. There we go. Click that link, and I actually explain all of those. But there's a space here that I provided for your guides to note their favorite tools. What are they going after all the time? We all kind of lean into that one tool. Great. And how can we start revamping our toolbox? Adding one more. So there's space to do that. Something that's very, very important is an opportunity for that guide to highlight their own goodness. They do so much good through the day, and we need to give them a space and a time to note that. As well, oopsies and opportunities. What did they try that didn't work out so great? And it lets them think, what can I do next time? There's any need for repair. Was there a rupture, and where can that repair come from? And really inviting guides to think about hypocrisies. Kids know, and it's often blind to us. So helping them reshape their beliefs and their behaviors. On the other side, this is our ABC dance, our ABC behavior dance. So quickly, our guides are invited to start with the target behavior they want to analyze from the child. Let's say the child threw a stick, right? So we're going to reverse engineer this. What did the guide do right before the child threw the stick? And what was the child doing before the guide did something that resulted in the child throwing the stick? And then what did they say? How did the child respond? And so it's this dance, and they really get to decide and then reflect back on tools that could be used better next time. Okay, let's see. Is that really all I want to say about that? Exactly. What can they do better next time? All right, you get this link. I hope you love that. It really is an opportunity for guides to look at their own behavior. All positive behavior starts with the adult first. All right. I would love to share a case study with Sandra after they finished our program. Sandra is the founder of her team, and she wrote, "The Positive Behaviors program is amazing. It has gotten all of my staff on the same page as far as expectations and how to handle students' mistaken behaviors. Megan has been a gem to work with. She has tailored the program to fit our specific needs and has been available to answer questions whenever we need her. I can't recommend her program enough." So reshaping mistaken beliefs, mistaken behaviors, making sure everyone thrives, really bringing that mission to life. Now let's go into the design of the 3 Cs and all that's included and how your team can capitalize on them and create positive change in your nature school. I hope you have enjoyed all of this so far. What I have seen is that understanding all of this is wildly helpful. It can be hard to implement on your own without support, without a community. Totally doable, but harder. I've come up with a solution that has helped many founders, their teams, their school apply these things in a way that is much faster, much easier, and more comprehensive. And I want to talk to you about that today. If you want yourself and your team to become equipped as positive behavior guides, this is how: our Positive Behavior Guide program. So what is our PPGP, as we lovingly call it sometimes? It is a 3-month program for your team, and we customize it. It's a combination of enhancing fundamental understanding and employing actionable strategies tailored to your team and your school. There are self-study online modules, and we do live team coaching over Zoom. There's 4 main modules, and we're continually updating this all the time. Module number 1, of course, digging into connection, revamping the foundation, mistaken behaviors, and how guides accidentally reinforce their own mistaken behaviors and their own mistaken beliefs, and the children's own mistaken behaviors and their mistaken beliefs. If they don't know the right tool to use, they're reinforcing the wrong thing. Module number 2, communication. Looking at your daily routines, how to load up on connection, belonging, and significance. When kids do good, they feel good, right? How to create more of that. How to keep children oriented and with proactive strategies. Module number 3, what needs to happen to bring a dysregulated child into co-regulation, finding those functions of behavior. We actually go over that guide observation sheet every time we meet so that guides have an opportunity. I did this, it didn't work. What can I do? In this beautiful connected way, really reshaping their behavior, their beliefs, and revamping their toolbox. We give you an antecedent toolkit. It's one of the favorites in the program. Exact scripts and examples. Scripts can be a scary word in our world. Scripts are they're so powerful, they're so easy. So for example, what's your plan is a script. So we use scripts all the time because they work. Let's lean into that. Module 4, easy templates, on-demand parent handouts. So part of the program, if your parents are struggling understanding something, whether that your school is doing or an aspect of behavior, we create on-demand parent handouts that are beautiful, and you can send them out in your newsletter from this neutral, equipped space. More self-regulation tools, lifetime access to ongoing updates in the program. So we are always updating the program, and you'll have lifetime access to that. This really is designed to give you time back. We help your team become equipped so you can do those founder-only things. Coaching, it's the best part. What does coaching look like? Empowering and ensuring everyone is on the same page, spend the majority of the time discussing real life situations that your teachers are encountering. Role play to help them solidify the skills they are learning, really step into the child's shoes, get that perspective, so they can have a new belief and a new behavior. We come up with solutions that fit the unique needs of the children, the staff, and the parents of your school. Helping your team stay consistent and growing. Your team also receives outside support outside of the coaching calls. So we have a 24/7 access. We have a 24/7 Facebook group that they'll have access to, and they can post questions in theirs throughout the week that may be important to delve into before the coaching call. I'll respond within 24 hours. And in the group and on the coaching call, it has happened many, many times in every single team that someone posts something, someone shares something that the founder did not know about, that they really needed to know about. So it's this beautiful place to make sure that happens. Okay, recap, and I'm going to go a little deeper. We talked about our 3 C's framework: communication, cooperation, connection. Let me re-say that: connection, communication, cooperation. Hello. Of our Positive Behaviors Guide program. You have the online learning modules, the live interactive coaching calls, that private Facebook group, those scripts. You get also founder support calls, and I'm always in the DM. You can always DM me, and if you've got some things that you want to talk about more privately and all of that. Parents are an essential part of your team. So we do those on-demand parent handouts. We can do customized parenting workshops. I've taken many, many trainings that I can pull from to create a training specifically for the parents at the time that you want it done, for exactly what they're going through, what would be meaningful to them. We have a parenting program that they can join if they wish at a super amazing rate. But I don't want to dig into that. This is about you right now and your team. So parents are a part of your team. So how can we ensure that everyone is supported? We have a fast action bonus. Book a call right now and you will get 1 month of coaching free, 1 extra month of coaching free. So whether you decide to join the program or not, totally fine. Book a call now, talk to me. Let's talk about what your team is going through, what your goals are, and if you choose to join, you get that extra month free. We are also offering a 20% discount for a team of 5 or more. You have lifetime access to the modules with all the ongoing updates. And so what is all of this worth? Well, remember that one staff member leaving from burnout, from stress, overwhelm is $5,000 to replace them. So we don't even charge near that. We do charge per seat. Let's talk. The program is customizable. Let's see what you need and we'll design it around you. This program is the complete blueprint for transforming you and your team to better understand behaviors and approach it appropriately. Let's make sure your mission comes to life and stays alive. Book a call with me. Let's talk about your program and how we can equip and support your team. How to do that, you can book a call with this link, or you can just email me, megan@connectedkidsthrive.com. Let's get the conversation started. We'll get a call started and transform from there. All right. Again, those current fast action bonuses, you get that 1 month extra free, 20% off for a team that enrolls 5 or more, and then that parenting program at 75% off for your parents. FAQs, right? These are common questions that I'll just cover very, very quickly. What if I don't have a team and it's just me? Should I still join? Yes, of course. If you want to become equipped in understanding and approaching behavior better, come join other founders and other teams that are smaller and don't feel alone. This work can feel very lonely, I remember, and it's the most beautiful work. So join us, learn about behavior, and let us support you as you support kids. Do I have to enroll my whole team or just the ones who need it most? Your choice. I do recommend enrolling the whole team, because it is amazing when they are all learning the tools, they're all getting on the same page, and they can support one another. Again, you don't have to be there all the time. So let's say one staff member notices another staff member demand stacking or saying no, and saying no a lot or don't a lot. This staff member can say, oh, doo-doo, like give that fun cue that helps that other staff member recognize, oh gosh, I need to go from don't to do. That's a really amazing strategy. I'm happy to give that to you if you wish. Let me know. What if the program doesn't, let me go back. Parents need training too. Will this program train them as well? Yes, we train parents as well in all kinds of different ways. What if the program doesn't work? It will work, I promise. Even just a few behavior changes, you will see massive differences in the way your teachers approach the children, and how that results in more belonging and significance and oriented positive behaviors, confidence, trust, all of it. It's amazing to witness. What if a teacher has resistance to getting training? This is always a fun one. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. You and I will talk about why this teacher is feeling so disempowered and resistant to this, and how we can empower her or him or them to really dig in and embrace growing. I want to say thank you for letting me talk with you today and share my passion with you. And I want to say mostly thank you for doing this amazing work with children around the world. We are changing the world, and I'm ready to change it and support you as we do that. All right. I'm actually going to do that. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for letting me be here with you. I'm honored and privileged to get to do this work with you. And I would love to support you as you do your work with kiddos. And we're both side by side changing the world with kiddos and making it a better place for all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and we will talk soon.